the Supreme Pontiff itself about the relationship with Mother. First and foremost, relationship is Mother. The ability to learn, even the idea to relate, starts with the Mother. Mother is too important way to connect with what you think is life. In the Vedic tradition, our rishis were aware your ability to connect with the Mother should be directed towards the cosmos. It should inspire. It should awaken your higher consciousness. Connecting with life as Mother is the most sweetest, most beautiful, most easiest form to ever connect. And today, out of his extreme compassion and love, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is manifesting Devi Parashakti herself and gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. So what is the Bhavasmati Darshan? Sama is oneness and Adi means source. So Samadhi means one with the source. Bhava means attitude or aspect. So Bhavasmati means being one with the source through this aspect. Darshan means to have a glimpse of. In the Vedic tradition, it is used to describe the moment we behold a deity, an avatar, a saint, or an enlightened being, the karmas of lifetime, and create a deep, lasting transformation in the receiver. Darshan is the powerful, superconscious vibration that is present around an avatar at all times. He simply radiates darshan just as the sun continuously radiates light. The auspicious moment when the receiver is able to catch it becomes a moment of darshan for you, raising you to the next level of like hitting the reset button on your very being. Let us understand the science behind the Bhavasmati Darshan. The first thing that you need to know is the divine cosmic beings are real. They manifest from Kailasa, the enlightened time-space zone, through deities and incarnations. And divine cosmic beings manifest through the Archavatara, the deities in temples, and through the Bhavasmati Darshans in the Nijavatara, the incarnation. The Bhavasmati Darshan is the science of the Nijavatara manifesting Parameshvara consciousness. It is where formless, the being of Parameshvara, expresses through the Divya Sharira, the light body, and manifests as a Nijavatara, the visible form, the embodied form, for us to experience Parameshvara. For example, Devi Parashakti expresses the being of Rajarajeshwari and manifests as the Nijavatara, the visible form of Devi Meenakshi. And the Archavatara, the deity, reflects the consciousness and being, manifestation and being of the superconscious energy. But human beings are not mature enough to receive these higher level experiences from the Archavatara directly. So the avatar, the physical embodied form, comes down to bridge the gap between us. And the Bhavasmati Darshan awakens your Kundalini Shakti, which is the latent potential energy in every human being. This influx of superconscious energy visibly slows down the aging process, improves immunity to disease, and during the darshan, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of heals, empowers, and transforms our lives. During the Bhavasmati Darshan, our neurons mirror that of the avatar. The mirror neurons activate and process all the observed movements or information of the avatar just by seeing. So the entire body, silently and without moving, receive what is happening elsewhere through a process of direct observation, experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar. And the Akashic readings are not predictions, they are readings from the cosmic archive. Beyond space, creation and destruction happen simultaneously. In the dimension of time, stars see past, present, and future. And because Akashic records are stored in the Akash of the space dimension, there is no past, present, and future. That is why what you call as happening, yet to happen, are clearly already recorded. So now let us understand who is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient macrocosmic Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva, as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who were enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities as a lifestyle for humanity. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasanitanam of the Kanchi Kailasa Sattva, is the incumbent emperor of the Surivamshi Rangi Samrajam, is the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasanitanam of the Kailasa at the Shamala Pita Sattva, and is the present Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Pada, the largest apex monastic order. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Artilakada, is the present 23rd Guru Mahasanitanam of the Dharma Muktiswara Adinam, and has been elected as the Supreme Concept of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is revered as the teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, read, and watched, and has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which have been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism has over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded, and has over 10,000 hours of discourses delivered, and has enriched and enreached over 1 billion lives digitally, and is respected as the commentator of all sacred scriptures, such as the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Shiva Sutras, the Brahma Sutras, the Yoga Sutras, the Ashtavakra Gita, the Jain Sutras, and many more. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is honored as the leader of Hinduism. The most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader is a reviver of 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including the Rudraganyas, Rudras, Rishis, Richikas, Bhairavas, Bhairavis, and Sanyas, and is the establisher of the largest Hindu university, Kailasas Nithyananda Hindu University, with satellite campuses in 150 countries. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailas enlightenment ecosystem, is the founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvatipitas, and is the collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. So now with this, we will be entering into the next portion of the program, the demonstration of the extraordinary powers, the extraordinary Shaktis of Paramashiva, Parashakti, as demonstrated by the initiated disciples of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, the Nithyananda Yogis and Balasans of the Nithyananda order. So now let us enter into the extraordinary Shaktis, witnessing these extraordinary Shaktis.
Yes. So let us now start the next segment, which is the manifesting of extraordinary Shaktis. So today, all of you will be witnessing the Balasans, the Nithyananda yogis, the initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, demonstrating the extraordinary powers of the third eye and sharing with all the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation of the divine powers awakened in us through Diksha, initiation. So, in today's program, all of you are going to be witnessing the power of third eye, which is seen with the eyes blindfolded. The power of third eye is the third eye is the cosmic browsing center, which is located between the brows, which upon initiation one can effortlessly express powers and see through the third eye just as you would with the two eyes. The next power is the power of body scanning, where all of you, where one awakens the ability of being able to scan other people's body and reveal illnesses, diseases, medical diagnosticians, and not only that, reveal even solutions from the third eye. So, before we enter into this segment, let us first learn what are Shaktis. Shaktis in the Vedagamas, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest the 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis of Paramashiva, and manifesting powers are described as a system and as a method and a science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and to have access to various states of consciousness. Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are the divine and that you need to manifest the divine, and not that you are a man and that you need to reach the divine. So, what is the fundamental difference between Shaktis and Siddhis? Shaktis are the powers that express from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection with the divine and high integrity with the Guru. Shaktis are the source of enlightenment. Siddhis are the powers that manifest from purpose for penance for enlightenment. Siddhis are on the path of enlightenment. The Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest to ordinary human beings in extraordinary ways just with initiation from the avatar, and Shaktis are permanent, whereas Siddhis are not permanent and they may divert you from enlightenment. So, who is the source of all these Shaktis? Paramashiva. Paramashiva is a primordial divinity, the ultimate reality and cause which is self-present, Swayam Prakasha, all pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. As a fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest. He performs the Panchakriti, or the 5 cosmic acts of Srishti, creation, Sthiti, serving rulership and maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Prabhava, pulling of the delusion, and Anugrah, liberating grace for all living. And Paramashiva, the supreme one of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, his divine holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the 1008th living incarnation and representation of Paramashiva, and the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization nation, which is a great cosmic body of civilization. Ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been the cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced science. This is where the science of enlightenment and powers is lived and taught with a lifestyle, and for the first time in modern day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world at a record-breaking speed which was never accomplished. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was recognized as an incarnation at a very young age and was trained and taught the sciences to revive the initiations and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of pure manifestation from disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Shri Vidya, Yoga, Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, the science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana, and Paramashivoham. So, all of you might be wondering, how do we awaken these divine Shaktis? When every ultimate truth, Jnana, gets mapped into our consciousness, now we start manifesting powers and it becomes a possibility of a being right now. So, let us now watch a small video which explains the science of initiation, the science of Diksha.
Diksha is the direct transfer of spiritual energy by an enlightened being through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, Sarvasamapi dikshanam muktihi phalamakhanditam avirodhat bhavantyeva prasangyastu bhuktayah. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership, and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi Diksha Vihinasya na siddhihi na cha sadgatihi tasmat sarva prayatnena dikshito bhavet. The one who is not initiated does not attain liberation nor a better future. So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? Neuroscience has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapeetham, Nithyananda Nagar, Biddi, Bengaluru. Contact 97422 03311 84 90091. Visit.
Yes, with a beautiful video, let us now understand how the science of power manifestation is authenticated through the four aspects of evidences or pramana. The first is the Shastra Pramana, which is the eternal unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. The next is the Apta Pramana, which is the experiences and results of Aptas or the authorities of Hinduism, the Vedic rishis and scientists who have time tested and verified this science. Third is the Atma Pramana, the experiences and results of Aptas or the authorities of Hinduism, the Vedic rishis. The experience of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. This millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation and last to the Pratyaksha Pramana, or the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Let us now listen to Shastra Pramana from the Vijnana Bhairava. Kapalantarmanonyata tishtannilitalochanaha Kramena manaso dadhyat lakshaye lakshyamuttamam. Translation goes, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind and inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal laksham by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. Next is the Apta Pramana with Bhagavan Sri Krishna imitates Arjuna in his power. Bhagavan Krishna says, Natumam shakyase drashtum anenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshuhu pasyame yogamaishwaram. Translation goes, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore I grant you the divine third eye. Behold my cosmic opulence. The next is Atma Pramana, where Swamiji beautifully shares in his own words.
An outside broke.
The whole 360
The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 and outside broke. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360-degree, 10 direction, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience. I felt that the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. The setting sun, rising moon, the whole Arunachala hill, all the plants, bush, shrubs, trees, everything, everything, everything. Just became so alive. The idea, something is inside,
Last is the Pratyaksha Pramana, the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Study measures compare the metabolic cell activity of the brain in the conscious and meditative states of the third eye using the positron emission tomography, the PET. When doing daily activities, high activity is measured in the brain where the third eye is located, and when in the deep state of samadhi, only the third eye region is active in almost 90% of the rest of the brain. So let us now get ready to witness a very unique and exciting demonstration of the third eye, and we'll be back right after a short break. Yes. So now I'm back with the Balasant of Nithyananda Gurukul Manitya Kaladharananda, who is going to be demonstrating the extraordinary power of third eye to all of you today. So, as all of you can see, we have the a board game with us, and all of you can see. And we also have the side view camera. If you can see in front, there is a complete view, and you can see the theme which we are going to be playing. And all of you can even see the side view camera, and you can see that there's nobody around us. Beautiful. So, and along with us, we also have a kavi, which consists of an eye band, which Ma Kaladhara is going to be wearing. All of you can see in front is a complete opaque sheet, and behind is a thick sponge, and there's no possible way of light entry. And we have a dice, which we'll be rolling to play, and we have 2 points, white one and a black. So this is the game we're going to play is Mastermind. It's just like Snake and Ladders, except when the master wins over the mind, we climb up the ladder, and when we fall under the trap of the mind, we go down the same. So now I'm going to be blindfolding the eyes of Ma Kaladhara. All of you can see. Ma Kaladhara, are you comfortable? Yes, I request you to turn to your right, left, up, and down. All of you can see her eyes are completely covered from all sides. Yes, beautiful. So now we have 2 points. Which one do you choose, Ma Kaladhara? Okay, so then I'll be the black. So we are now keeping both the pawns at the starting. And yes, Ma Kaladhara, you can go ahead and roll the dice first. So I got it. Yes, wow. Beautiful. All of you can see she correctly got the number 3. You can move 3 steps ahead. Okay, so all of you can see I got the number 2, so I'm moving 2 steps ahead. Wow. All of you can see. Okay, I got the number 4, and then move 4 steps ahead. Yes. Wow. So currently, which number are you at, Ma Kaladhara? 10. Okay, beautiful. So I'm also going to go ahead and roll the dice. I again got the number 2, so I'm going 2 steps ahead. All of you can see that this whole game is just through the third eye. How Ma Kaladhara? Beautiful. Okay, so I got the number 3, and I got the guru, so I got the master. So I'm going up this ladder, and I'm at 31 right now. Okay, Ma Kaladhara, you can go ahead. You got the number 3. Okay, so I also got the number 2. I'm going to go ahead. I got the number 2. Okay, so I got the number 1, and I'm again with the master. So I go up the ladder, and I'm at 68 right now. Okay, Ma Kaladhara, come on. I got the number 4. Okay, I got the number 6. I got the number 4. And you can see she got the number 4. And I got the number 2. I'm going to ahead. I got the number 4. Yes. Mama Kaladra also went to the school. Chose to be with the Guru, and she is at the number 68 right now. I'm also going ahead. Okay, I got the number 6. I again got the number 6. And you can see we got the number 4. 78. Yes, and I got the number 2, so I'm going to go ahead. I got the number 6. Okay, I got the number 5, so I'm going on to Kaladra. Beautiful. All of you can see how exactly she's rolling the dice and reading the number exactly as it is through her third eye. Beautiful. Okay, so Kaladra got part very nice. Okay, beautiful. Again, I'm rolling the dice, and yes, I got the number 5. Yes, and we've reached the number 100 now. Beautiful. All of you saw this. All of you saw how Kaladra was able to see each and every number through the third eye exactly as it was, and all of you saw even in the dice whatever number she was seeing, we were showing it to the camera, and she was able to see everything through the third eye. So one question for you, Kaladra, how were you able to do it? Like, how were you able to see the dice? Did you see the dice as it is, or in black and white, or did you see numbers? Did you see Roman numbers? How did you see it? I saw the numbers. I saw the numbers. Yes, could you be a little louder? I was able to see the numbers in visuals. Like, I saw it in a dark black color as numbers, not as dots. Not as dots. So you saw it as numbers. Wow, beautiful. That is really beautiful, and that is an amazing demonstration of the power of third eye. All of you saw how Kaladra was so beautifully able to play this game of master and mind just through the third eye. Very beautiful. And yes, with this reading this segment, and we complete with all of you. We are not going to be having the power of body scanning due to the interest of time. And you can definitely join back tomorrow for the power of body scanning, and in fact every day for the power of body scanning at 4 p.m. IST, and you can get a body scanning by the Balasins of the Nithyananda Gurukul. And you can also witness these extraordinary and fun games being manifested through the power of third eye and by the Balasins of the Nithyananda Gurukul. So please do stay tuned for the upcoming segments and join us every day at 4 p.m. IST to witness more extraordinary demonstrations of the power of third eye. So we thank all of you for joining us, and thank you, Nithyananda. Yes, and just before we move on to the next segment, I'm going to be removing my Kaladra's eyeband. Yes, all of you can see it's completely intact. There's no difference, and in the eyeband there's no difference. It's completely the same. And yes, that is a very beautiful demonstration of Kaladra. So we'll We'll be moving on to the next segment in a few minutes. Please stay tuned. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Yes, Nithyananda everyone. So now, after that wonderful demonstration of the powers of third eye that all of you just witnessed, now move to the next segment of this program where all of us will be learning more about Devi Parashakti, the divine feminine consciousness. So let us first look at a Dhyana shloka of Devi Parashakti, which comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana shloka. सिन्दूरारुणविग्रहां त्रिनयनां माणिक्यमौलिस्फुरत् तारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीं मापीनवक्षोरुहाम् पाणिभ्यामलिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं सौम्यां रत्नघटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् परामम्बिकाम्. And the translation for this verse is, the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon, as shining in a vermilion red body, with triple eyes sporting a crown of rubies studded with the crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust, one hand holding a jewel cup brimming with mead, and the other twirling a red lotus. And another Dhyana shloka of Devi Parashakti, which comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana shloka, beautifully says, अरुणां करुणातरङ्गताक्षीं धृतपाशाङ्कुशपुष्पबाणचापाम् अनिमादिभिरावृतामयुकैः रहमित्येव विभावये भवानीम्. And the translation for this verse is, I meditate on the great Empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion. She holds the noose, the gourd, the bow, and the flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by power such as Anima for rays, and she is the self within me. And Devi Parashakti is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes come out and go in, and the source where the Big Bang and black holes go on and on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source energy, the source power, from which all of us came, in which all of us are in even now, and in which all of us are going to merge. And out of her extreme love and compassion, Devi Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatar of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. And Devi Parashakti beautifully says, raising as Omkara, expressing as Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Shrimkara, filled as Parashodasi, living in 40 triangles, the Kailasha Swamini who is in Kailasha, Sri Parachintamani, Parashodasi, sitting as part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari, who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi, as Nithyananda I took Nijavatara here, to give good boons to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranya Garbhaswarupini, Brahmanda Yoni, Shami, Chandramauli, Rapala, Aparna, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi, taking the form of Nithyananda. In the form of Nithyananda, I came here as Nijavatara. With great compassion and blessing, listen people, to do good to all of you, I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. And Devi Parashakti continues to reveal, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as source of existence, powers of existence, expression of existence, from the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha, Kriya, and Jnana, growing as four Vedas, expanding as five Panchabhutas, beyond six chakras, filled as Gotras of seven rishis, expanding as eight directions, existing as nine grahas, blossoming as 10 indriyas, being as 11 rudras, creating all the worlds, bringing life to tell and make truth blossom and to do good. Parashodasi, Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you. So now let us see how we can receive Devi Parashakti. So literally we're seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. They're on your screen, so always receive it in a very traditional way. You can keep 2 beet leaves, 1 banana, 1 beetlet, and a coin in front of the screen as you watch Devi Parashakti. Now some of you might be wondering what exactly a coin is considered as. So a coin in the Hindu tradition is actually considered the traditional dakshina, and it can be the lowest value. In India, it can even be just 1 paise, and in the US, it can even be just a cent. Swamiji says, I'm not trying to monetize, keep even 1 cent, it is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up to $1. In India, even 1 paise is okay. And you can offer that to Devi Parashakti. And once the darshan is over, you can do namaskar, eat the banana, the beet leaf, and the beetlet, taking it as prasadam immediately. And the coins that you collect, you can send it to the Los Angeles temple for the further procedures. And this beet leaf and beetlet may actually look too small, but in a few days you will see how much it has to your sentiment that really Devi Parashakti is there. You will not take the Devi darshans for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to powerful cognitions. It will break your unconscious behavior. And now here all of you can see how you can set up your tambulam. So you can arrange the beet leaf, the beetlet, the banana, and the coin on a plate and keep it in front of the screen. You can also keep a few additional items such as a few flowers, kumkum, turmeric, glass bangles, and a coconut. But the 4 basic items is the beet leaf, the beetle, the banana, and the coin. So you can arrange all the items on a plate, keep it in front of the screen as you get ready to watch Devi Parashakti. And now with that, we come to a conclusion of this segment where we have learned who is Devi Parashakti and how we can receive Devi Parashakti in a very traditional way. So now let us move to the next segment of this program where all of us will be learning what exactly Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings on all the various problems, the cause and the solution for all the various problems that the world is going through today. And what is the solution for it? What Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings as the cause and solution for it? And how important it is for us to follow what Devi Parashakti has revealed, we will be learning in the next segment. So please stay tuned for the next segment and we will be back after a short Yes, Nithyananda everyone, welcome back. So now, in this next segment, we will be learning about what Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings about the Padayatra. So humanity is still undergoing the after effects of the cosmic deluge, the Pralaya. Thousands of deaths due to the global pandemic and emerging fungal epidemics, along with record numbers of natural disasters, have taken a huge toll on humanity's physical side, leading to an increase in poverty, malnutrition, depression, and mental health issues.
So what has caused this? Who is behind this? How could we have avoided this? What is the solution to this? In this segment, let us go through and understand what Devi Parashakti has revealed on the cause and solution for the Pralaya.
So all of us know that during this time,
Yes, there have been over 4.4 million deaths across the globe due to COVID-19, and this number of total confirmed cases has crossed well over 220 million. And the worst affected countries are US, India, and Brazil.
and the number of COVID-19 in India itself, in India alone, the number of COVID cases is 29 million plus, 29 million plus, and the number of COVID deaths is 374, much more than 374,000 right now. And the number of people fallen into poverty since 2020 is 75 million plus.
And it is not just that India is suffering from the COVID-19 pandemic. India is also suffering from an ongoing suicide and depression epidemic. India is considered to be the sixth most depressed country in the world, with 6.5% of the population suffering from some form of mental illness, and with a suicide rate of 10.9 for every 1 lakh people. And the average suicide rate in India is highest among the age group of 15 to 24-year-olds.
And India is suffering various natural disasters. So here you can see the cyclone in Chakti in Kerala and various other storms and natural calamities and disasters that is happening around India. So how could we have prevented this?
Let us listen to Devi Parashakti's revelations on the 31st of May 2021 to understand what is the cause of this pralaya.
இரண்டு வரை இந்தியா செல்ல வேண்டாமா என்று கேட்கின்றாய். நன்றாய்த் தெரிந்துகொள், சொல்வதைப் புரிந்துகொள். இந்த பெருநரகமான கிருமி போஜனம் இந்தியாவிற்குள் வரக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக 2020 பாரதம் முழுவதும் 12 ஜோதிர்லிங்கமும் பாத யாத்திரை செய்திடவே என் மகன் மூலமாய் திட்டமிட்டிருந்தேன். படுபாவிகள் ஓடத்தின் மாலுமியை ஊர்விட்டு துரத்தினார்கள். என்ன நடக்கிறதென்று பார். முறையாக அகிலாய நாட்டின் தலைவனாக நிறை மரியாதையொடு நல் மதிப்பொடு என் நிஜாவதாரம் நித்யானந்தன் திருவடி மீண்டும் பாரதத்தில் பட்டு பாத யாத்திரை செய்த பிறகு மட்டுமே நீ அங்கு செல்ல வேண்டும். அதுவரை உன்னை காத்து செல்லாதே. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
Yes. So now let us see what Devi Parashakti has revealed. The translation of what Devi Parashakti has revealed in English. So Devi Parashakti has revealed, for this huge Kirmi Bhojanam, hell, not to come to India in 2020 itself, I had planned to do Padayatra throughout India and the 12 Jyotirlingas through my son Swamiji. They chased the captain of the ship out of the country. See what is going to happen. So now let us watch a video where the Supreme Point of Hinduism revealed the vision of the Padayatra in 2017 itself.
Want to do 1 year Padayatra specially for this purpose in 2020. 2020, planning for a full year. I'm going to walk from Rameshwaram to Amarnath. 1 year with 10,000 people, just walking all over India to spend time with people. 2020, there will not be any program other than Padayatra and just spending time with people. Just walking. Of course, 10,000 people will be walking with me. Maybe 200 vehicles to carry our food and all the other items, transportation. Enjoying the river banks, forests, and time with nature. 10,000 people manifesting powers. Walking from village to village. What do you think will happen? The scene of Buddhism spreading will be repeated now. How the Buddhism spread. 10,000 monks walking from village to village. What will happen? That's only monks. Here power manifesting 10,000 people. The whole village will be manifesting powers. Just want to enjoy India and let India enjoy me. So planning for next year Kumbh Mela 2019, next year January Kumbh Mela. Before that all the Balalayam, everything. Balalayam is going to be like the same structure outside with one stone tower, gold coated. It will be something like a 40 to 50 feet tall stone tower and 5 Rajagopurams, which will be something like 120 feet. This will be the Balalayam. And after the Mulalayam is built, this Balalayam Murti Sannidhi, where the Utsava Murtis will be worshipped and where the Archanas. See, in the main temple, there will not be any Archana or anything, because just for Darshan itself, there will not be time. Like Tirupati, you can only have Darshan and Arti, the camp for Arti. No other worship is allowed in the main temple. Because 12 Abhishekam is going to happen. 12 Kala Abhishekams. So continuously the rituals will be going on. People can have only darshan. They will not be able to involve themselves in any ritual. Other than darshan, nothing else will be allowed. So all the archana, all the other offerings, like people will offer the archanas and other, everything will be done
to the Utsava Murti, which will be kept in the Balalayam, the present Balalayam, present structure. So people can spend time here. That will be more like a main darshan. This will be like energy darshan, where you can give letter, get response. So by next year, the Balalayam will be ready. So 2019 full year, I will be conducting the programs and everything. 2020 will be the one full year Padayatra, walking. From next year, Jayanti, means 2019's Jayanti to 2020's Jayanti. Full year, Jayanti to Jayanti will be Padayatra. Before that, we will make 10,000 people power manifestors. It will be sannyasi, brahmachari, grihastha, all put together. 10,000 people will be walking. What a scene it will be.
Yes.
And the Concept of Hinduism revealed the vision for this Padayatra, how 10,000 power manifestors would be traversing from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, and how they would be meeting people where they are, giving the supreme concept of Hinduism would let people see them let people see him in their own home and give them solutions for all problems, mental, physical, emotional, psychological, whatever the problem may be. The supreme concept of Hinduism was ready to be on ground. And this would literally be like the revival of Hinduism, and be once again would be like the seed of it, Buddhism spreading, and be the revival of Hinduism. And since the age of 10, the supreme concept of Hinduism has been enriching and preparing people for this Padayatra to save them from this pralaya.
And from that age, the Supreme Point of Hinduism has been enriching and initiating masses into enlightenment through his powerful discourses, initiations, and darshans. So here you can see various programs conducted by the Supreme Point of Hinduism, where thousands of people have attended the programs.
Yes. In 2005 in Vellore, Tamil Nadu.
And here you can see the program in Rasipuram, Tamil Nadu. And here yes, we apologize for the technical glitch. So since that age, the Supreme Point of Hinduism has been going around the world and initiating and enriching thousands of lives worldwide. And here you can see the Nithyananda program. And then the birthday celebrations at Thiruvannamalai. And then the 29th Jayanti celebrations. And then the Jayanti celebrations where Swamiji was addressing a school in Thiruvannamalai. And then the Nithyananda Spurna program. And then you can see the Guru Purnima celebrations here. And then the Bhakti Spurna program. And then here you can see the Dhyana Spurna program. And then the Little Anandas program where Swamiji conducted a program for kids. And then you can see the Saptayaham, which was conducted by Swamiji in Salem, Tamil Nadu in 2006. And a few more pictures of that. And a few more pictures of the Satyayam that took place in Tamil Nadu. And the culturals, the traditional arts performances that happened in Salem. And here you can see the Nithyananda Smarana program in the Adi Kailas Nithyananda Sarvagni Peeth. And then the Nithyananda Smarana program in Tamil Nadu Salem. And various programs just like this Supreme Bond Hinduism has conducted worldwide. However, the anti-Hindu elements have made it really impossible to do the re-energizing process by driving the Supreme Fund of Hinduism out of India. So now let us see what Devi Parashakti revealed as a solution for this on the 31st of May 2021.
இரண்டாயிரத்திருபத்திரண்டு வரை இந்தியா செல்ல வேண்டாமா என்று நன்றாய் தெரிந்துகொள், சொல்வதைப் புரிந்துகொள். இந்த பெருநரகமான கிருமி போஜனம் இந்தியாவிற்குள் வரக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக 2020 பாரதம் முழுவதும் 12 ஜோதிர்லிங்கமும் பாத யாத்திரை செய்திடவே என் மகன் மூலமாய் திட்டமிட்டிருந்தேன். படுபாவிகள் ஓடத்தின் மாலுமியை ஊர்விட்டு துரத்தினார்கள். என்ன நடக்கிறதென்று பார். முறையாக கைலாய நாட்டின் தலைவனாக நிறை மரியாதையொடு நல் மதிப்பொடு என் நிஜாவதாரம் நித்யானந்தன் திருவடி மீண்டும் பாரதத்தில் பட்டு பாத யாத்திரை செய்த பிறகு மட்டுமே நீ அங்கு செல்ல வேண்டும். அதுவரை உன்னை காத்து செல்லாதே. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
And Supreme Pontificate of Buddhism, Devi Parashakti revealed the solution for this pralaya to end in India. It is only when India received the Supreme Pontificate of Hinduism once again with great reverence and respect, and he is honored as the Supreme Pontificate of Hinduism, the head of the nation, and the Supreme Pontificate of Hinduism is allowed to do the Padayatra and the re-energizing process of the 12 Jyotirlingas. Only then will we see an end to this pralaya in India. And so much of destruction, suffering around us. As we look around, we can see what the great rishis of the Vedic civilization had described as this Kali Yuga.
So they say that the Kali Yuga is the worst of all the 4 yugas, where man will be his worst enemy. And in the Kurma Purana, sage Vyasa echoes the Rishi's declaration, and he says, Idam Kali Yugam Goram Sampraptam Pandunandana Tato Gacchami Devasya Varanasim Mahaparam Asmin Kali Yuge Gore Loka पापानुवर्तिनां भविष्यन्ति महापापा वर्णाश्रमविवर्जिता नान्यत् पश्यामि जन्तुर्ना मुक्त्वा वाराणसीं पुरीं सर्वपापप्रशमनं प्रायश्चित्तं कलौ युगे.
And the translation of this verse, this Kali Yuga is the worst of the 4 yugas in all the ages. People are sinful and forget the dharma of the 4 varanas and the 4 ashtamas. In fact, men are so sinful that no prescribed penance atones for their great sins. The only place which is free from such sins is the great sacred city of Varanasi, the Mahapuri.
And in the Kurum Purana, it also states that Lord Rudra, Paramashiva himself, is the avatar for Kali Yuga. And the verse says, Brahma Krita Yuge Devastretayam Bhagavan Ravihi Dwapare Daivatam Vishnu Kalam Rudro Maheshwaraha.
And the translation of this verse, Brahma is the presiding divinity or Devata for the Krita Yuga, the first cycle of time. In the Treta Yuga, the second cycle of time, it is Bhagavan Ravi, in which appeared Sri Rama. In the Dvapara Yuga, the third cycle of time, the presiding divinity is Vishnu. And in the Kali Yuga, the fourth cycle of time, the current age, the presiding divinity, the avatar, is Rudra, Lord Maheshwara, Mahasadashiva himself.
And on the 22nd of January 1978, out of his deepest compassion to protect humanity, Paramashiva descended into the human form in the Nijavatar of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam.
In the words of if Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, if Paramashiva had waited even one more year to take a human body, it would have been too late for humanity. 1979 would have been too late. Let us listen to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealing about this.
And I tell you, O Hindus, don't be afraid. I am back with the same signs. We are going to be rich. It is not lost. Just the last minute climax. Before it was going to be put off, I have happened. (1979) would have been late. 1979 would have been late. If I had time, I would have sent only ambassadors. Because no time, I have to get up and come directly. O Hindus, feel blessed. Science is not dead. It is available. I have everything needed to bring that science back to life and establish its legitimacy.
The Avatar's advent on planet Earth was to protect the world from this great cosmic deluge, to bring the new age, the Sat Yuga. Let's now watch Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Devi Parashakti, revealing about this.
ஓம் 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 உலக மக்களே கேளுங்கள். கலி முற்றி கலி கழிந்து புதுயுகம் சத்தியயுகம் புறப்பட வேண்டிய காலம் வந்ததனால் வந்திருக்கின்றது இந்த பெரும் பிரளயம். கவலை வேண்டாம் மக்களே. நித்யானந்தன் வடிவம் தாங்கி நாமே இங்கு வந்திருக்கின்றோம். நித்யயுகம் செய்வோம், நித்யயுகம் சத்தியயுகமாய் மலரும் இங்கு. ஆனந்தமாக இருங்கள்.
Just look at the translation of Devi Parashakti's revelation. People of the world, listen. Kali Yuga has matured, and over time it has come for Satya Yuga to happen. So this great pralaya has come. Don't worry, people, in the form of Nityananda. I myself have come here. I will make Nitya Yuga. Nitya Yuga will blossom as Satya Yuga. Be blissful. For this huge hell Kirimi Bojam not to come to India 2020, I plan to do the Padayatra throughout India in the 12 Jyotirlingas through my son Swamiji. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been preparing for this Padayatra to protect humanity from the age end. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism began enriching people one person at a time with the sacred secrets from our scriptures and the secrets of higher living. And even as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was just a teenager, all his classmates remember the yatra where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism led them from Guriyatam, Tamil Nadu to Tiruvannamalai, the birthplace and of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and a huge pilgrimage site. And when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was around 19 years of age, all the fellow monks at the Ramakrishna Math recall the yatra where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism led them from Chennai, Tamil Nadu to Tiruvannamalai, the birthplace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and gave them an unforgettable pilgrimage trip experience.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continued walking the length and breadth of India, reaching more and more people and preparing each one until the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the international mission, the Nityananda Sangha, to revive Kailasa internationally on the 31st of December 1999.
And Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism established the very first Kailasa alignment ecosystem in Tiruchendur, Tamil Nadu, South India on the 14th of April 2001. You can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in this photo on the inauguration day at the age of just 23 years old.
And in 2003, the Avatar continued his Vijay Yatra all over the world to enrich people from all backgrounds.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's intensity and dedication for the people, even among crowds of thousands who don't understand English, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's voice resonated deeply, and his presence moved each one here.
And in 2004, the Avatar led his disciples on the first Himalayan Yatra, visiting temples, delivering satsangs, and initiating them into superconscious breakthroughs.
And subsequently, the Avatar personally organized and led yatras yearly and guided individual souls, not just to physical spiritual sight, but to supernal spiritual realms.
And in 2006, the Padayatras were taken to the next level with the Kodikan Rathayatra, with crores participating and impacted by the Nithyanandeshwara and Nithyanandeshwari deities traveling from city to city.
So now let us watch a short clip of this Kodikan Radayatra in 2006.
And the Kodikan Rathayatra culminated with the consecration and inauguration of the Garvamandir, the Sanctum Sanctorum, for the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivam, Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti, and the Swayambhulinga at the Adi Kailas Nithyananda Peetham in Bangalore, South India. And the deities were energized as Archavataras to radiate the energy of Paramashivam and Parashakti to create the Adi Kailas Peetham as a ship to save humanity from the upcoming Pralaya. And the Supreme Pond of Hinduism created innumerable spiritual energy centers in India as safe havens during the Great Deluge. So here you can see pictures of the Kailas and Tiruchenkoil, the Adi Kailash Sarvanipita in Bangalore, and the Kailas in Hyderabad. And in 2008, the Avatar also created and energized the Nithyananda Sarovar, the Ananda Linga, which will protect anyone who bathes in its waters from the deadly COVID-19 disease. So now let us watch a short video of the Abhishekam happening to the Linga in Vaidya Sarovar, the Ananda Linga.
जनमस्सहस्राक्षाय च चतुर्धन्वने जनमो गिरिशाय विष्टाय जनमो मीढुष्टमाय च शुमते जनमो क्रस्वाय च वामनाय जनमो बृहते च वर्षीयते जनमो वृद्धाय च संवृद्धने जनमो अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय जनम आशवे च जिराय च नम शीघ्रियाय च शीघ्राय च नम ऊर्म्याय च वस्वन्याय च नम स्रोतस्याय च दीप्याय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नमः पूर्वजाय च परजाय च नमो मध्यमाय च पगल्भाय च नमो च गण्याय च बुद्ध्याय च नमः सोभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नमः उर्वर्याय च खल्याय च नमः श्रोप्याय च वसान्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नमः आशुषेणाय च आशुरथाय च नमः शूराय च वभिन्दते च नमो वर्मिणे च वरुथिने च नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय च हनन्याय च नमो दुष्टवे च प्रवृषाय च नमो दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो निषङ्गिने च शुधिमते च नमस्तीक्षेषवे च इधिने च नमस्वायुधाय च सुधन्वने च नमस्कृत्याय च पथ्याय च नमः काट्याय च नीप्याय च नमः सूप्याय च सरस्याय च नमो नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च नमः कूप्याय च भट्याय च नमो वर्ष्याय च नमो मेघ्याय च विद्युत्याय च नमः ईर्ध्याय च तप्याय च नमो वात्याय च रेश्म्याय च नमो वास्तव्याय च वास्तुपाय च ओम नमः सोमाय च रुद्राय च नमः ताम्राय च अरुणाय च नमः शंगाय च वसुपतये च नमः उग्राय च भीमाय च नमो अग्रे वधाय च दूरे वधाय च नमो हन्त्रे च हन्यसे च नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्ताराय नमः शम्भवे च मयोभवे च नमः शंकराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवधराय च नमः तीर्थ्याय च कूल्याय च नमः पार्याय च वार्याय च नमः प्रतरणाय चोत्तरणाय च नमः आदार्याय च लाद्याय च नमः षष्ट्याय च फेन्याय च नमः सिकत्याय च प्रवाह्याय च नमः इरण्याय च प्रपत्याय च नमः किगुंशिलाय च क्षयणाय च नमः कपर्दिने च पुलस्तये च नमो गोष्ट्याय च गृह्
And in 2009, the Avatar held another Gaurikan Radayatra and garnered international attention, creating a movement where lakhs of Hindus once again embraced Hinduism.
போல நின்பதம் கண்ட என் மனோ நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நின்முகம் நீனைந்து இங்கு நிர்மலமாகவே ஆனதே இதய சக்கரம் அனகதமும் இனிமையோடு திறந்ததே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே மற்றவர் கண்டு மறைகள் எல்லாம் கழன்று விசுத்தி அதுவும் அசுத்தியாய் பொறாமையோடிங்கு ஏக்கத்தோடப்பா புண்ணியம் எல்லாம் போனதே எரிந்தவயிரும் ஏக்கமும் சேர்த்து விசுத்தி அசுத்தியானதே விசுத்தியை தீர்க்க விமலனின் பதம் விரைந்து இங்கு வரவேணுமே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே ஆமை பூகுந்த எண்ணகந்தினை பொறாமை பூகாது காக்கவே
And wherever the Avatar's feet have graced the planet Earth, there the seeds of super consciousness have been sown. With 1,000 plus Kailas enlightenment ecosystem around the world, over 1 billion people have been enriched and enriched by the Avatar.
So here you can see the Kailasa Nirodu, the Adi Nithyananda Peetham.
Yeah, you'll see in the next several photos just a few of the Kailas enlightenment ecosystems created by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. Here's the Adi Kailash at Satyamita in Bangalore, India.
Here you can see the Kailasa in Tirunelveli.
The Kailasa in Columbus, Ohio.
And here you can see a few more pictures from Kailasa in Columbus, Ohio, established in 2007.
The Kailasa in Los Angeles.
And here are a few more pictures of the Kailasa in Los Angeles.
The Kailasa in San Jose. And more photos of the Kailasa in San Jose.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Seattle, USA, established in 2008.
And the Kailasa in Seattle, Washington, more photos.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Houston, Texas, USA, established in 2017.
And here are more photos of Houston, Texas.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Charlotte, North Carolina, USA, established in 2013.
The Kailasa in New York.
Here you can see the Kailasa in Washington, D.C.
The Kailasa in Toronto, Canada.
City, Oklahoma, USA, established in 2007.
Kailasa, Arizona.
And here you can see the Kailasa in St. Louis. And the Kailasa in Oman. And here you can see the Kailasa in London, UK.
The Kailasa in London, UK.
And then the Kailasa in Scotland, UK.
The Kailasa in the Netherlands.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Slovakia.
The Kailasa in Belgium. The Kailasa in Luxembourg.
And here you can see Kailasa in Austria.
Germany.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Italy.
The Kailasa
And the Kailasa in Switzerland.
The Kailasa in Switzerland.
The Kailasa in Mauritius.
The Kailasa in Mauritius.
And the Kailasa in South Africa.
The Kailasa in Salem, in Tamil Nadu.
And here are a few more pictures of the Kailasa in Salem, established in 2006.
The Kailasa in Hosur.
And the Kailasa in Putnam.
The Kailasa in Varanasi.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Rajapalayam, established in 2008.
The Kailasa in Rajapalayam.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Hyderabad.
The Kailasa in Hyderabad.
Here you can see the Kailasa in Gujarat. And the Kailasa in Tiruvallur.
The Kailasa in Alankulam.
Then here you can see the Kailasa in Chennai, Tamil, India.
The Kailasa in Tambaram, Chennai. The Kailasa in Avadi, Chennai.
And here's another Kailasa in Chennai, India.
In Kailasa in Melbourne, Australia.
And here you can see the Kailasa in New Zealand.
The Kailasa in New Zealand. Kailasa in Singapore.
And you can see now the Kailasa in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, established in 2008.
The Kailasa in Guadeloupe, South America.
Yes.
Has educated thousands into Nithyananda for healing, and we're actively healing millions all over the world.
And 2,500 plus satsang centers and Paduka mandirs and home temples operate around the world as de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa.
And the avatar has inspired millions to reclaim their Hindu-centric freedom. Thousands of padayatras were conducted by the Hindu diaspora worldwide, honoring the hard work of the Supreme Concept and the revival of Kailasa, silently preparing each one for what was to come.
And in 2017, devotees in Malaysia planned a Padayatra and executed it successfully, with thousands participated, and with the dying Hindu population in Malaysia re-inaugurated.
And for every major festival, devotees from all over the world have performed the Padayatra out of their sincere devotion and love for the avatar.
And here you can see some of the global achievements and services by the Supreme Point of Hinduism. So you can see that Kailasa has 1 billion e-citizens and 26 plus years of humanitarian services that Kailash has provided to the world's families provided to the world, and 1 billion free organic nutritious meals served and continuing to serve, and a diverse global population in 347 cities, 196 countries across 6 continents. And the world's largest Hindu university is established in the US, Canada, UK, Slovakia, and Switzerland.
And Kailasa is the world's greatest digital Hindu nation with over 1 billion views. And you can connect with us on various social media platforms, including Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and many more. And you can also visit our websites, kailasa.org, nithyananda.org, Nithyananda Hindu University.org, Kailasa TV, Nithyananda TV. And of course, you can always download the Enlighten app and constantly stay in the space of enlightenment and the teachings of the Supreme Pontificate Buddhism. And despite being chased out of India, the Supreme Pontificate Buddhism has continuously been protecting people during this Pralaya, during this time when so much of destruction, so much of suffering is going on, whether it's with the Paramashivoham program or all the various Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems created for the sake of creating this environment where people can be experiencing the teachings of Hinduism. And if you would like to sign up for any of these opportunities, any of these programs, initiatives created by the Supreme Pontificate Buddhism, you can visit kailasa.org and become an e-Kailashian today. You can sign up for the Paramashivoham program, the 60-day program, which has been going on non-stop since the beginning of this Pralaya, since the beginning of this pandemic. In order to protect humanity, you can visit paramashivoham.org, sign up today. And the Supreme Pontificate Buddhism has been continuously, tirelessly working, has enriched over 1 billion e-citizens worldwide. And if you would like to also become an e-citizen, you can visit kailasa.org. With this, we will be concluding this portion of the program, and we will be entering into the next segment, where we will be understanding some of the various offerings that we Parashakti and how we can connect with Devi Parashakti through these various offerings. And the Supreme Pontificate Buddhism has also had many numerous global initiatives in the fields of holistic health, education, and the development of human potential. And all of these have been increased since the beginning of this pandemic, with more and more online e-gurukulas being opened, more free food being delivered, and more health healing opportunities being available despite this ongoing pandemic. And you can avail all of these benefits of the Supreme Pontificate Buddhism that the Supreme Pontificate Buddhism has been offering to the world by visiting kailasa.org and signing up to become an e-citizen of Kailasa. So now let us enter into this next segment, the offering segment. And an offering is just a small token of your love and gratitude to the divine, just to say thank you, just to say I love you and thank you for happening in my life. Just a small token of your devotion. So you can stay tuned for this next segment, where we will understand some of the various offerings that we can make.
Nithyananda, and welcome back to this segment where we'll be looking at the various offerings we can make to Devi Parashakti today as our expression of love, gratitude, and devotion to Devi as we get ready to receive her darshan. In the Hindu tradition, the offering is a pure gift of love, devotion, and oneness. And it is the tradition to make any offering, any token offering that we would wish to offer to the divine when we have the darshan of the divine, when we go to a temple or when we receive the darshan of Guru. It is the tradition that we offer just a little something as a token of our gratitude, of our love and devotion, just to express our sacred sentiments. So it is a pure expression of the sacred sentiments of the disciple, of the devotee for the divine. And the offerings are not made out of fear or greed. And when an avatar lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela played out only for the purpose of enlightenment. And as we get ready to receive Devi Parashakti with the traditional offerings that we wish to offer to Devi Parashakti, let us contemplate on the glory of her form with this Dhyana Shloka. This verse from the Mula Agama, Manonmani Dhyana, describes Devi's splendor. It says, Induni bhaveda karavani nayanam syat pankajavara japakshara sarayuktam angahima bhushana vichitra vasanam syat tungma kutojvala manonmani swarupam. For this verse, the meaning: moon-like face holding Veda books on hand, fire in eyes with lotus flower, gracing and blessing hands, and one hand with the japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments in wonderful clothes and shining crown. Her name is Manonmani. And another verse from the Mulagama Manonmani Dhyana further describes, Dhyaye devim trinetraam shashinibhavadanaam vedahastam dadhanam savye padmam varadamapare chapayam chakshamalam divyair abharanair vibhushita tanum brahmadibhi pujitam devi meva manonmanim pratidinam kamarthadatrim shubham. And the translation for this verse: I meditate on Devi with 3 eyes, glowing like a moon, and holding the Veda, lotus, and gracing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods, and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. And in the Hindu tradition, the divine element of gold is mentioned in all the Hindu scriptures and is abundantly used in the various worship in the temples and the offerings to the divine. So let us look at the significance of this divine element of gold as described in this verse from the Atharva Veda. This verse describes Treda jutam janmanedam hiranyam agnerekam priyatama babhuva somasyaikyam insitasya parapatata apamekam veda samreta hautate hiranyam chidastra vaivishe. The translation for this verse: triply born by birth is this gold. From the atoms of Agni, it becomes dearest to Agni. One fell away from the Soma when it was hurt. One they call the seed of virtuous and powerful Apa, the watery molecules. Let that triple gold be for your long life. Gold is a divine element in the Hindu tradition. It purifies anything it touches. It is an element of great spiritual significance and spiritual power of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears it and in anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. Gold is present in all the scriptures in the Agamas, Vedas, Shrutis, Smritis, Itihasas, and Puranas. In all the Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and purest metal which purifies our being. In the Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. Ritual fees were offered in gold bricks. When one was to be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. Kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold. The streets would have huge columns and archways made of gold. Horses and cows were dressed in gold. The Hindu civilization thrived on the banks of rivers of gold. Indus River was called Hiranmaya, the river of gold, in Rig Veda. The river Saraswati was called Hiranyavartini in Atharva Veda. Gold is the supreme element for offering gifts to the ones you love and revere. Temples are constructed and paved in gold. Deities are made in gold and decked and adorned in gold because it preserves the enlightenment energy for thousands of years and it lasts forever.
The first offering that we have is the e-handi offering. This is just a general donation like you would make in any temple that you might visit. You might just offer a few dollars in the handi just as an offering of your love and gratitude to the divine. And now Kailasa has made this very simple for you by making it available online through the e-handi offering. You can offer your love and devotion to Devi Parashakti, and it is stated in this verse that Devi is fond of true devotion, and she is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion, and she removes all fears. And if there's any fear in the minds of the devotees, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn, and here it is not meant that autumn this season, but rather the autumn of our lives when our thoughts turn more and more inwards, and the role of the divine is much more known and clearly understood, and the need for Devi worship becomes much stronger. And Devi is described as the one who bestows happiness on her devotees. So you can offer your gratitude and devotion to Devi Parashakti by offering your Karnika, and your name shall be chanted during the puja to Devi Parashakti.
And the next offering is the offering of the Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution. And this verse from Devi Mahatmyam, chapter 12, verse 34, describes that the goddess enchants this universe and she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess, being prayed without interest in anything, gives the knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. Offering of the conscious resolution blesses the person offering with the fruition of all desires and wishes that he is yearning for. So you can make the offering of the Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution, to Devi Parashakti today. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu. In the Lalita Sahasranama, Devi is described as Nama Parayana Prita, she who likes the repetition of her various names. And offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu is a very special and unique archana offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. This offering of the pure gold coins inscribed with the 1008 names of Devi Parashakti, each name inscribed on a coin. And you can make this offering to Devi Parashakti in 3 different denominations, and you can offer any number of coins as you would like to offer. And with each name, the sacred names of Devi Parashakti describing her Ananta Kalyana Gunas, the divine qualities of Devi Parashakti, the devotee is also blessed to imbibe these very same divine qualities of Devi Parashakti herself. So you can make this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin inscribed with a sacred name of Devi Parashakti from her 1008 names. And you can make this offering on the website www.kailasamailer.com/saveus.
The next offering is the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl. And Devi is very well known to be adorned in pearls and always very fond of pearls. And in this verse, it states, I bow to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls, and the base shining like a full moon, who wears and has small bells, who is shining like the grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by goddesses Vani and Rama. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. And the pearl, of course, represents the compassion of Devi. And when you offer the finger ring with a pearl, you will be blessed with Devi's overflowing compassion and love in all.
The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus. This verse from the Kamika Agama describes the significance of the gold lotus in the worship. This verse says, Tavityeshvaropeta kumbha varna samyutam sarve sasutra vastradhya hema pankaja bhushitaha sapidhanasaccha kurachascha pakva bilva palaprabha snapanadhyaya samsiddha pramanena samanvitaha. The translation for this verse, it says, all the kalashas should be wound around with a suitable thread and covered with new cloth. They should be. There are hundreds of scriptural references in the Hindu scriptures for using the lotus in the worship of Paramashiva. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate, involving the consecration of deities of worship, or meditating on the mudras and asanas used during worship, involves the lotus flower, the lotus leaf, the lotus pericarp, the lotus petals. The lotus is a divine flower. Shakti of Paramashiva is also called as a lotus. Base of Paramashiva Linga is a lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva is also considered a lotus, one who's about to bloom. So you can make this offering of the gold lotus in any of 3 different sizes as you wish to offer, and be blessed to have the state, space, powers, and being of Devi Parashakti in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situations in life.
Next offering is the Swadanamati, the gold toe ring. And in this verse, it describes the power of Devi's very toenail. It describes you whose brightness in the toenails destroys the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet. You whose brightness from your 2 feet overpower that of the lotus flower. So you can see from this verse how powerful just the very toenails of Devi Parashakti are. So when you offer this Varnamit to Devi Parashakti, you will be in constant gratitude for receiving the blessings in even the most difficult aspects of your life.
And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry. Devi is described as Sudasharabhi Vashini, she who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from the Sahasrara. That is she who gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. The Swarnamangtika represents the nectar overflowing from the Sahasrara, which is fully opened with the sacred sentiment of gratitude. So you can make this offering of the Swarnamangtika to Devi Parashakti and receive the blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion. And you can make this offering also on the website www.kailasamailer.com/savas.
Next offering that we have is the Pratiksha Pada Puja, the most favorite offering of all the devotees and disciples of Paramashivoham, who is manifesting Devi Parashakti for each and every one of you. And in the Saundarya Lahari, it states that the nails of Devi have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of celestial beings who always prostrate before Devi, and Tamogana is darkness. In this stotram, Tamas is indicative of the ignorance in the minds of the devotees, and by constantly prostrating before Devi, their ignorance is removed and they attain the ultimate knowledge. And you can offer this Pratiksha Pada Puja to Devi Parashakti, to Swamiji, who's manifesting Devi Parashakti, and receive the most auspicious and sweetest path to enlightenment to attain the ultimate knowledge.
And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Vastra Seva. This is the offering of the sacred cloth to Devi Parashakti. And this is a traditional offering which blesses the devotee with the grace and blessings, protection of the divine at all times. And you can make this offering of the Vastra Seva and be blessed with all the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti herself and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, the Nijavatara of Devi Parashakti herself. And you can make this offering on the website www.kailasamailer.com/savas. So here you can see a summary of the various offerings that we can make to Devi Parashakti. The e-hundi offering can be made in any amount and in multiple currencies. The Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution, can be made on the website also. The Devi Sahasranama Kasu, which is the pure gold coins, each coin inscribed with one of the 1,008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. This offering can be made in 3 different denominations, and you can also offer any number of coins as you would like to offer. You can make the offering of the Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl, and this offering can also be made in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, which can also be offered in 3 different sizes on the website. The Swarna Metti, the gold toe ring to praise the lotus feet of Devi Parashakti, and the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry. And these are the different ornaments that can be offered to Devi Parashakti, the traditional ornaments. You can also make the traditional offerings of the sevas on the website. You can offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which is the ritualistic offering of gratitude from disciple to guru. And you can offer the Vastra Seva, the offering of the sacred cloth. So all of these offerings can be made on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And here you can see the website www.kailasamailer.com/save. And as you scroll down, you can find out more about the various offerings. You can click on this link here for the e-hundi offerings. So you can click on the link on step 2, and you can also click on the link on step 2 to make your various offerings, the traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti as you get ready to receive her darshan today. And if you'd like to make an offering, if you'd like to make an intention to make an offering and you would like to receive the blessings of Devi Parashakti to manifest your intention into reality, you can submit the form on step 1. And once you've made your traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti, you can also fill out the details of the Sankalpa, the conscious resolution, with the names of yourself and your family members on the form in step 3. So you can make all of these traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti as you prepare to receive her darshan today. The e-hundi offerings can be made in multiple currencies, in US dollars, Australian dollars, New Zealand dollars, Canadian dollars, euros, Indian rupees, Singaporean dollars, Malaysian ringgits, Great Britain pound, and the Chinese yen. And you can make the offerings in any amount of your choice. And the traditional offerings of the ornaments and the sevas can also be made on the website. And you can also offer the conscious resolution. You can offer the Devi Sahasranama Kasu, the pure gold coin inscribed with the sacred name of Devi Parashakti from one of her 1008 names. You can offer the Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl in 3 different sizes. You can offer the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Metti, the gold toe ring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. The Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry representing the overflowing nectar from the Sahasrara. The Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the traditional offering of gratitude from disciple to Guru. And the Vastra Seva, the offering of the sacred cloth. You can make all of these traditional offerings of ornaments and sevas on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And now with this, let's get ready for the next segment of this program, where we'll be learning more about the various facilities being made available for the well-being of humanity as guided by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself through the various spiritual de facto embassies of Kailasa. So now let's get ready to learn more about this.
Thank you, Mamrita. Nithyanandam, everyone. Welcome back to this segment of the Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies and Kailasa's contribution, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's contributions. With the blessings of Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivan's blessings. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Now, what we learned from this segment today concerning statistics on mental health. Concerning statistics on mental health and global peace across the world due to COVID-19, Hinduism, Kailasa's contributions for global peace, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, spiritual solution for COVID-19, Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Center, some glimpses, why temple-based ecosystems. And UN recognizes Kailasa's contribution, join Kailasa's COVID Protection Centers. Today, people around the world are trying to grapple with the grim reality that the pandemic is far from over. The aftermath of the current calamity promises to be much more devastating. The greatest economics of the world are facing disastrous futures. Countries are facing off each other in deep mistrust. Now let us see some statistics and current news. Across the world, let us see some of the reality, some of the world facing due to the pandemic, the changed world, not only facing the problems related to the health concerns, Australia reported a new record number of coronavirus cases recently when the country continues to battle the third wave of COVID-19 infections. There were more than 2,400 new locally acquired infections reported nationwide, and the figure surpassing 2,000 in a single day for just the second time. The World Health Organization makes big statement about Delta variant. The World Health Organization recently said that the Delta variant of coronavirus has elbowed out all the three other COVID-19 variants of concern that now represents a tiny fraction of the samples which are being sequenced. Less than 1% of alpha, beta, and gamma are currently circulating. It's really predominantly Delta around the world, said World Health Organization's technical lead on COVID-19, Maria Van Kerkhove. The Delta variant, which was first detected in India last year, has become more fit and it is more transmittable and it is outcompeting. It is replacing the other viruses that are circulating. She said that added to the variant has been detected in more than 185 countries till date. The coronavirus pandemic has now killed more Americans than the 1918 to 19 influenza pandemic did. The influenza pandemic in 1918 to 19 infected about 25% of Americans and killed an estimated 0.65% with 675,000 deaths. COVID-19 has infected more than 12% of Americans and killed about 0.2% with 676,000 deaths. Now that the US death toll from COVID-19 has surpassed 676,000, the coronavirus pandemic has killed more Americans than the 1918 to 19 influenza pandemic did. Axios and the Associated Press both reported the grim milestone on Monday. The COVID-19 now officially US deadliest pandemic as death toll crosses that of the 1918 to 19 flu. People infected with alpha variant exhale 100 times more virus into the air than the original COVID-19 strain. And 6 feet virus carrying, according to a study, results published in the journal Sustainable Cities and Society Sorry for the technical glitch. So 6 feet distance may not be enough to prevent viral transmission indoors. COVID-19 Delta variant still most concerning, says the World Health Organization experts. COVID-19 pandemic is no He said, right now we are still in pandemic mode because we have 160,000 new infections a day. That is not even modestly in good control. In an interview with Axios, the US has reported 40 million cases of COVID-19 since the outbreak of the virus, with over 4 million infections adding up in the past few weeks. The increase in COVID cases comes as the US administration earlier this month announced that it is planning to provide booster shots of vaccine as the Delta variant has become dominant in the nation and is wreaking havoc. The surge in the Delta variant is driven by the low vaccination coverage in many communities across the US, according to the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention. In a country of our size, you can't be hanging around and having 100,000 infections a day. You've got to get well below 10,000 before you start feeling comfortable, Mr. Fauci added. COVID-19 violent incidences and fatalities, January 2020 to April 2021. You can see the spike in violent incidences in April 2020. Younger adults are more likely to report symptoms of anxiety and a depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic. Ages 18 to 24, about 56.2%, reporting symptoms of anxiety and or depressive disorders. Ages 25 to 49, reporting symptoms of 48.9%, and ages 50 to 64, reporting symptoms of anxiety and or depressive disorders, about 39.1%, and ages 65, about 29.3%. The average symptoms of anxiety and or depressive disorders, January to June, which was 11%, and in what it was 11%, and in January 2021, it rose up to 41.1%. And you can see some more statistics reporting the same, that the younger adults are reporting more of anxiety and or depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic. The stress in America 2020, a national mental health crisis. COVID-19 is a significant stressor for most Americans. Nearly 8 in 10, about 78% say the coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress in their life. And nearly 7 in 10, which is 67%, say they have experienced increased stress over the course of the pandemic. More than 60,000 US healthcare workers have contracted COVID-19, 300 have died. Of the health workers who treated patients during the China's COVID-19 outbreak, 50% showed signs of depression and 45% anxiety. Self-reported mental health among pregnant women, new mothers. Before COVID-19 pandemic, depression was 15%, and during the pandemic, the depression rose to 40.7%. And the anxiety level, what it was before the pandemic, 29%, now it rose up to 72%. Living under stay-at-home orders, 8 in 10 students are struggling with focus on school or work and avoiding distractions. 50% of all students do not know where to go for help for their mental health. Nearly 82% of women surveyed said their lives have been negatively disrupted by the pandemic. Nearly 70% to their career growth. The World Bank, the global economic outlook during the COVID-19 pandemic, per capita income contracting larger fraction of countries globally since 1880 in consensus projections among all global recessions since 19. COVID-19 is the threat to peace building in conflict-affected nations. COVID-19 crisis has worsened already fragile situations. The ILO is more aware than ever of its responsibility to promote peace and resilience in the time of this global pandemic. In India, the Mumbai mayor says the third wave is already here. The city mayor has said that the third wave of COVID is already upon Mumbai, pointing to a sudden spike in cases. The third wave of COVID-19 is not coming, it is already here, said the Kishori Padnekar, adding that an announcement regarding the matter has already been made in Nagapur. Speaking of the coming festival season in Maharashtra, the mayor urged people to remain in their homes under asked to allow only breakthrough infections found in 25% health staff. A little over 25% of healthcare workers were infected with coronavirus despite getting fully vaccinated. A recent study has revealed, giving an insight on the breakthrough infections due to the Delta variant. The study, jointly conducted by the Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, maximum hospitals in Delhi NCR, found that the vaccination breakthroughs were far more common during the Delta outbreak in Delhi than previously reported. A new coronavirus strain known as Mu, which was first identified in Colombia in January, has been designated a variant of interest by the World Health Organization. Now that we have seen across the world the pandemic situation and how it is affecting not only health, physical health and mental health, but also it is concerning our global peace. So how to cope up with this current COVID-19 pandemic? It is important to address the COVID pandemic, which is seeing another setting in as a result of continuous lockdown is resulting in delusional ignorance. Holding on to the delusion and supporting the space of delusional decisions leads to delusional arrogance. Continuous lockdown leads to delusional thoughts. I can't live forever in this lockdown, going out and then exposing oneself and putting the risk of on yourself and others with irresponsibility and insensitivity in the delusional arrogance. How to cope up with the current COVID-19 pandemic? The global COVID virus pandemic has left the whole world desperately looking for answers. Life as it has been experienced even back in February 2020 is no longer recognizable. Drastic change is the order of the day, with people having to redefine their world with new paradigms of economy, society, faith, religion, and health. Blessed are those who have had the greatest fortune to be with the incarnation of Paramashiva, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, in their lives to carry them through this crisis. If you are in India, consider joining the COVID care protection centers across India, Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies, which are multi-layered quarantine facilities. Register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/Kailasa care. Making peace with nature. Development goals. If we start now, making peace with the nature is possible. Even amid pandemic, 2021 can go down as the year we made peace with the nature and set the planet to healing. Our environmental, social, economic challenges are interlinked. They must be tackled together. For example, we cannot achieve the sustainable developmental goals, including ending poverty by 2030, if climate change and ecosystem collapse are undermining food and water supplies in the world's poorest countries. We have no choice but to transform our economics and societies by valuing nature and putting its health at the heart of all our decisions. Now let's watch a small clip on making peace with nature. The World Health Organization Health and Peace Initiative. Health and peace are interrelated. In the words of the Director General of World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros, there cannot be peace without health. If individuals and groups enjoy equitable access to health services, fulfilling their rights to physical and mental health, and health actors design neutral health interventions that promote trust and dialogue, and communities are empowered to cope with the violent conflict, then health coverage is the universal grievances can be heard and addressed to generate trust, and health emergency concerns. Affected communities are more likely to make meaningful contributions, and peace and reconciliation to resist incitement to violence. United Nations Institute of Peace. Amid COVID, we need enhanced international coordination to build peace. Tackling the pandemic and building resilience in fragile states requires concerted international action at local, national, and global levels. As the humanitarian and economic toll of the COVID-19 pandemic continues to grow, so does the risk that the crisis will fuel new conflicts around the world while stemming prospects for resolving ongoing ones. Stronger health systems and universal health coverage must be a priority. For the first time since 1945, the entire world is confronted by a common threat, regardless of nationality, ethnicity, or faith. A new social contract between people, governments, the private sector, civil society, and more can tackle the roots of inequality with fair taxation on income and wealth, universal benefits, and opportunities for all. Now let us see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism contributions and Kailasa's contribution to the global peace. Vedic civilization tradition beautifully describes Yastu Sarvani Bhutani Atmani Ivanu Pashyati Sarva Bhuteshu Chatmanam Tatona Vigagupshate. Global peace is the byproduct of the individual bliss. Isha Upanishad, verse 6. So whenever an individual goes through spiritual bliss, he manifests a beautiful, peaceful life for him and everyone around him. If he is powerful enough, he moves the whole city and manifests peace. He is more powerful, he moves the whole village or whole country. If he is powerful enough, like incarnation, he moves the whole world and manifests peace for them. Global peace definitely is the byproduct of individual bliss. Now, let us watch a video. Global peace is the byproduct of individual bliss by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. How to achieve the individual bliss? By practicing completion and by practicing unclutching, by taking the responsibility individually. So let's watch a video. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explains this.
Are carrying and the consciousness embodied in many bodies. Please understand, the more deeper you go inside you, means more deeper space you go inside you, more expanded you become, more one with everything, more oneness you experience. Because the more deeper you go, the more you experience the unified field of consciousness. Various words are used. Traditions uses the word Atma, Brahman. Some of the Hindu traditions use the word Nirvana. Whatever word you may use, Atman, Brahman, Nirvana, unified field of consciousness, whatever. But one thing I want to tell you, the deeper and deeper you go in your inner space, you experience the vast oneness. The more superficial you are, the more incompletions you carry with others, even with yourself. The more superficial you become, even your own right hand and left hand fights with each other. Different parts of you fights. The more deeper you start traveling, first you get integrated. The you fighting with you stops. Then the people around you get integrated. They fighting with you stops. Completion with yourself, then completion with others, then comes completion with other things, not just living beings, even with inanimate beings. The completion starts happening. Even with the nature, completion starts happening. Please understand, the more deeper you travel, the more deeper you go, the more deeper you settle down, the more deeper you start living. Your cognition expands. Your cognition includes. Your cognition becomes more and more inclusive. More joy, more bliss, more knowledge. More enlightenment. Please understand. You feels complete with you. That is why I am saying, whether they have body or they are disembodied, in the deepest corners of your being, deepermost layers of your being, deepest parts of your being, you experience such powerful awareness, such joy. Going into the deepermost corners of your being, not only joy, it's a power. Because suddenly you will see everybody around you, everything around you listens to you. It really becomes a vibrant power where the tendency to exploit is not there. Listen, that's a very important thing. Power without the tendency to exploit. Because as long as you feel the other person is separate from you, when you get the power, it will always be used for exploiting. Because the other person is separate from you, then naturally what you will feel? Let me suck all the possible energy, intelligence, time, talent, treasure. But when you feel the other person is your own extension, you will see, you will be showering so much, enriching so much. The power you have will not be exploiting, it will be enriching. I tell you. Even if death comes at this moment, I can and tell the death, I have enriched anybody. I have given to everyone more than what I received from them. Come on, let's go. My accounts is clear. I don't have debt. No credit card money to be paid. loans to be paid, no debit card, no credit card. My accounts is clear. Understand, when you feel everyone is your extension, the power given to you, the power you gain, see, any living is power. Powerful way. Even in that, you will become powerful. So any lifestyle you choose, you will get. Whether it is exploiting or enriching, whatever lifestyle you choose, the first power you will experience is everything around you listens to you. That power will simply make you enrich everyone. Have through living is power of enriching. Whatever you do, as I said, whether you live the power of lighting brings more and more. The power of enriching brings more and more completion in you and in others. This full month, Nithyananda Sangha all over the world. The other day I was seeing, we have officially presence in more than 50 countries. Impacting global peace. All of us this whole month will live completion and do samskara dahana kriya, means burning the patterns which separates us from others, burning the patterns which are constantly keeping us in a superficial level. All over the world, we will be doing samskara dahana kriya, burning our patterns and leading us to more and more completion. And we also have special 3 Nitya Dhyana Yoga program teaching people science of completion. And facilitating samskara dahana kriya. This month, 20th, 21st and 22nd, this whole month all over samskara dahana should do the practice of burning all the incompletions and patterns which leads to conflicts, bringing more and more peace inside us and outside us. Spreading peace. This whole month, let's impact global peace Let us really contemplate it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Not just talking about it. Let's do it. Even if you teach the samskara dana kriya to each area, each place where negative waves, negative vibes reduction,
Sorry for the technical glitch. Now we are going to start. The global peace is a byproduct of individuals' self-transformation, the secret to achieve global peace.
Social answer means I'll tell, oh, you should all work for global peace. You should all work for turning the world. You should work for revolution. You should work for all these, that things. You should vote only the party which says that it will stop the war and all these things. This is the social answer. Nonsense. If you want the honest answer, I tell you, simply transform yourself. You can't do anything. What you do, you would have done it. Be honest. If you can do, you would have done it. You are raising this question because you are not able to do. Am I right? So let us be very clear. Let us be honest. We are not able to do socially. That's the truth. That's the reason you are sitting here and raising the question. I tell you, understand few important things. There are a lot more attached to this question. There are many things which is attached to this question. We always feel the present is the world is totally spoiled. It is not going according to the rules or how it is supposed to be. It was wonderful once upon a time. In ancient time, things were going properly. Everything was well and great. And I tell you, 10,000 years ago, they found some writings on stone in Harappa Mohenjo-daro culture. Some stone writings have been discovered. The other day I read a beautiful book about that stone writings. That writings, it says, oh, nowadays the society is not as it should be. So much of war, there is no peace. In the early times, there was so much of peace. Society was really great. Things were as it should be. And it almost looks like a today newspaper editorial. 10,000 years ago, the same thing carved on a stone. Then understand, there was no such time as only good prevailed. It is just a fantasy. Hinduism, they call it Satya Yuga, the age of truth. There was a time only truth prevailed. And every religion, Christianity, they say the Garden of Adam and Eve. There was a time everything was wonderful. Every religion has got the fantasy. The past was great. There was golden past. Always the idea of golden past exists only in the past. The more you go back, again you say the past was great. And I tell you one thing, it is a wonderful way of postponing the accepting the reality. Otherwise, I can be sure the world was same as it is today. Whether it is 5,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago. Maybe one thing, there was no CNN channel that time. So the news did not reach you so quickly. That's all. The news did not reach you so quickly. That may be the only difference. But otherwise I can be sure the good and the bad was equal. Good and the bad was equal. The same amount of wars were there. All the other things were there. You see, read the Puranas, the mythological stories of India. You see enough of dirty things. I think sometimes I find a little more. And if you read completely the Puranas or the Hindu scriptures, there are a lot of things much worse than modern day. The criminal activities or bad things or negative things, whatever you say, all this stuff. And never think only present day is corrupted or violent. In the ancient days also, all these things were there. Only one thing was not there, the CNN news or the internet. So the news did not reach you. But otherwise I can tell you, enough the good and bad was there. It always will exist. It will exist. All you can do is, if you awaken yourself, if you reach that enlightenment state, you can go beyond it. And I tell you, enlightenment is the only service you can do to the society. Just become enlightened so that you will reduce the negativity. Now, as of now, you are also the part of negative group. Naturally, we will be a negative group. As long as we are unenlightened, we will be the part of collective negative consciousness. So if you become enlightened, at least you will reduce your weight. That's the only thing we can do. Nothing else can be done. So all I request you to do is just become enlightened. Realize that you are a lion. That's the only way to help yourself and the society. Otherwise, all revolutions, you see, all revolution again end up as one more tradition. In last 2000 years, 3000 wars have happened in the humanity. In 2000 years, 3000 wars. Human beings have not done anything except doing wars, except fighting. Everybody claims he wants to do revolution. He wants to spread peace. You see, every country claims their army is a defensive army. Funding. Tell me, every country says defensive army. Then who is offending? These are all just, games. The idea of peace is a pure game. Everybody wants to spread the peace according to them, not according to the other person. They want peace according to them. The other day I was in one interreligious gathering. One guy is preaching, let all of you convert to my religion so that we will not have fight. He wants peace the way in which he wanted, not the way in which. And there's a beautiful saying, the sword of Muhammad, it is written, peace alone should survive, something like that. He has written some statement about the peace on the sword. We all take sword to spread the peace. So no revolution is going to help, because in the last 2000 years 3000 revolutions have happened, but still world is same, I think much worse. So no revolution is going to help, only individual evolution is going to help. So be very clear. Instead of working in the outer world, start working in the inner world. That will help you and society some way. social.
Now, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shares about Sri Kailas is all about peace-based powerfulness.
Listen carefully. The space of Shanti, is where Kailasa grows. Listen carefully. It is in the deep powerfulness of peace, or peace-centered powerfulness is the ground, breeding ground for Paramashiva manifest. Please understand. Like how pure mirror reflects everything, pure Shanti-based Shakti, peace-based powerfulness reflects Paramashiva. Paramashiva manifests in peace-based powerfulness. Please understand. Neither violence nor powerlessness. Powerlessness is weakness. Is abusive. Peace-centered powerfulness. Powerfulness-centered peace. All the Upanishads starts with peace, completes with peace. Shanti mantra. Starts with Shanti mantra, gets completed with Shanti mantra. Peace-based powerfulness is a fundamental requirement for Paramashivatva to manifest. That is why people who don't want us to manifest Paramashivatva or power manifestation do not want to allow the peace in our life, or do not want peace in our campus. Understand? But only if you are peaceful, which cannot be shaken even by the demons and devils and rakshasas, we can be in eternal peace. So, remember this very clearly. Alters the very DNA structure, genetic structure, the core Anu Mahat structure. Understand? Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. The consciousness in you is atom inside the atom, Mahat, more than Mahat. That Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. That consciousness starts growing in you with more and more peace-based powerfulness developing in you. Nothing can be compared to unclutching. Spend more and more time, energy in unclutching. It will never be wasted. Time spent on unclutching is the most productive time for you in your life, because unclutching completely makes you altogether a different material. Understand? It makes your very biomemory, muscle memory, core structure, molecular structure, genetic structure, DNA structure, everything, all the 8 energy flow circuits, 7 energy flows, 1 the pure conscious explosion. So totally 8 energy flow circuits exist in you. All the 8 explodes when you unclutch. Understand? Unclutching is the space of Sri Kailasa. Listen carefully. Listen.
Now, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says every prayer in Hinduism ends with peace and begins with the peace, and every Hindu has to take the responsibility for this, for the global peace.
Every chanting, every prayer in Hinduism ends with Shanti, Shanti, Shanti 3 times. Means peace, peace, peace. Hinduism is the real religion. Loving peace, living peace. Individual level, social level, global level. Understand? Hinduism lasts all its 56 nations, 200 states, 10,000 kingdoms, samsthanas, is not a loss to Hinduism, it is a loss to planet Earth, human beings. Wherever Hinduism is practiced, kept alive, the ideal of global peace is kept alive. Just do this one simple statistics. You yourself study. Google and study. Take the top 10 religions and list how many people they converted in the last 200 years, how many people they killed. List for each religion. I can be 200% sure you yourself will realize Hinduism is the most peace-loving and peace-living religion. Neither conversion nor terrorism. Being the Supreme Pontiff of the most peace-loving, peace-living religion, I give you all my blessings on this International Peace Day. Understand? It is we Hindus need to keep the global peace as a living possibility, and we need to make this global peace as reality. Just talking about global peace will not work. Working for global peace only is the responsibility of the real living Hindu. Anyone who wants to claim themselves as a Hindu or practicing Hindu should work for global peace. Global peace is our responsibility. Every chanting, every prayer, Hindus have the responsibility to bring global peace. So you can also throw a challenge. See, if you are making a Hindu micronation, you can throw this challenge to each one, your friends, family, 10 people. Let them participate in the challenge and then let them send the challenge to others.
I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus to become founding fathers of Kailasa micronation in your countries. You can also make a challenge, like how they made ice bucket challenge and all that. We can make a challenge. You form Hindu micronation and claim, I am the founding father of the Hindu micronation Kailasa. And then you can invite your family friends for a challenge, 11 people. You form and you challenge 11 people and they also form and they spread. So let us start spreading. This project is my message on this International Day of Peace. Let us start working for instead of just talking. What the work we do will talk for us. The talk we do will not work for us. This is the message. The work we do will talk for us. The talk we do will not work for us. Global peace is the responsibility of Hindus. We living, practicing Hindus, not only we should achieve the individual peace through unclutching yoga, meditation, we should also create an ecosystem where the global peace starts manifesting. This Kailasa Hindu micronation is the enlightenment ecosystem. I request every living practicing Hindu to manifest, do it. So the global peace can manifest from these Kailasa Hindu micronations all over the world.
Now, Kailasa's mission of global peace and super consciousness breakthrough. The sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora, are working for global peace and to give a super consciousness breakthrough to humanity. It is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's mission to revive a conscious world where the global issues at the climate, economic, social, health, and human levels cease to exist from their very root, turning the problems of poverty, hunger, violence, discrimination into the experience of oneness. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been working from the very grassroots levels to usher in an era of peace at all levels, individual, societal, national, and global. His deep insights into the workings of the human mind, body, emotions have enabled him to powerfully and directly address various social and emotional problems facing humanity today. Some of the ways the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism provides spiritual solutions to combat pandemic and other issues. Since the beginning of the global lockdown, the amount of contribution and activism of Kailasa has increased multifold through the Paramashivoham program, bringing super consciousness breakthrough to whole humanity. By starting the Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna and contributing almost 3 million minutes now. Paramashiva Sankalpa chanting, the sacred Sanskrit mantra chanting 24/7 via Zoom sessions. Spiritual healing to one and all 24/7. Helping humanity to cope up with insecurity, fear, disease by empowering individuals to heal themselves, learn to cope up emotions like depression and tough situations in relationships, providing alternative solutions to worldly problems through power manifestation, initiating thousands into everyday into manifesting innate superhuman capabilities into Kaila's courtyard sessions, providing healthy solutions like a technique to clear the stomach from the Ayurveda solutions, which ultimately brings clarity out to the spiritual truths and give a conscious breakthrough. In the long term, establishing self-sufficient communities. Continuing and identifying the service of Annadan, the free food, in Nithyananda Annalayas around the world, including Tirunamalai and Los Angeles, paving way with the New World Order, starting the agriculture-based communities in Adi Kailas and several other locations. Peacekeepers of Kailasa, offering various life solutions from the teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Hinduism prescribes various methods for global healing. One such is Maheshwara Puja, nullifying collective negativity simply through the presence of the avatar and his order of monks, offering Maheshwara Puja to the natural calamities hit victims. Bhava Samadhi Darshan to raise the individual consciousness breakthrough. Devi Parashakti Akashic reading, the cosmic revelations. Society was created with the delusional ideas of too many people's beings, blind spots, and the decisions made from these blind spots. If the visionary of a civilization or country or nation has blind spot when he develops the vision for it, the whole civilization suffers these blind spots forever. Now it's time the nature, the Prakriti resets itself. Many of the blind spots based visions, ideas become important components of the society. This pralaya, which is happening, is melting down everything which is delusion based. The world as we know is gone. Let us celebrate God. This isolation, which is seemingly endless, with an unknown future, which is humanity, to make 100% lifestyle change is something to be deeply dwelt upon. All problems need to be addressed, actual solutions and powerful cognitions. To stop people having meltdown, pandemic fatigue, collapsing, depression, destruction, and also give them super consciousness breakthrough and revive the enlightened civilization. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continuously gives spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions. Some of the spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions given by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for COVID-19 is unclutching, practicing completion, practicing oneness, practicing ajapa japa of Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, consciously building a deep feeling connection, yoga, puja, vegetarian diet, and nirahara samyama. It is time we all take responsibility to save humanity, to protect people from pandemic fatigue, destruction. Let us try to enrich and enrich people for every one of these great spiritual solutions. The unclutching meditation, the Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna, people from over 50 countries continuously radiate the space of Paramashiva by practicing the unclutching meditation 24/7, 7 days a week, and it started on 13th May till now, continuing, and at any given point of time, 4 to 8 zones actively unclutching around the world. Join this movement at http://kailasa.tv/minutes for peace. The life solutions based on the ancient Hindu tradition, the meditation and yoga techniques from the scriptures, the cognitions rooted in the highest truth, the lifestyle based on living and radiating the higher values of life, and powerful way of living and realizing one's ultimate potential form the foundation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's teachings, which by their inherent nature provide the foundation for peace on planet Earth. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has launched the Minutes for Peace initiative, which aimed to reduce the crime globally by conducting mass meditations around the world in parallel. In 2014, just after 2 years of launching the program, it crossed over 1 billion minutes of meditation. The scientific studies have shown a reduced crime rate after participation in the meditation and completion techniques. In 1976, it was found that when 1% of community practiced meditation and pujas, the crime rate was reduced by 16% on an average. The current tally on the Minutes for Peace website is more than 4.3 billion cumulative minutes of meditation logged, including all the events, programs, and festivals where people have gathered at large numbers and participated in meditations and rituals. The total count comes out to be a staggering of 409 billion minutes for peace so far. I can see some of the glimpses where the mass meditations happened. About 5,000 devotees gathered and participated in a 48-day meditation program called Shuddhatvaitam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has hosted Kumbh Mela, United States of America in Los Angeles since 2007. Nithyananda Sangha is entrusted as the only organization to host Kumbh Mela outside India Akhada Parishad. In September 2006, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism organized the first conference for world peace to honor the memory of those who lost their lives saving others on September 11, 2001 at Irvine, California, USA. The second Conference for Peace was held in Los Angeles in 2007 in collaboration with Vedanta Society, BAPS, ISKCON, Siddha Yoga, and other organizations. The Kumbh Mela festival spread fast to other countries, including Australia, Canada, etc. In 2009, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism organized a month-long peace walk covering 1,000 kilometers and 1,000 villages to bring together in harmony from all walks of life to promote feeling connection and oneness among people. During the walk, health camps were conducted in villages along its path. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has conducted large-scale collective meditations on September 21st, International Peace Day, to raise the collective consciousness. One of the greatest contributions that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is doing is the initiating thousands into Sanya. Sannyas is our social responsibility. Let us save Hinduism and humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revitalized the monastic tradition of sannyas by initiating hundreds of people into Nithyananda monastic order. The all-renouncing monks contribute the best things to human civilization, living their life with the recognition a life is for others. These monks and nuns act as the harbingers of peace and empowerment for the human society distraught with the violence, depression, and other forms of life negativity. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also revived the ancient practice of embarking on pilgrimages, the spiritual journeys, taking spiritual aspirants to high-energy sacred spots such as the Himalayas, Kailas, Varanasi, Angkor Wat, and various powerful temples of India. Even though the prevalent in India, this practice is rapidly losing its original context, turning into a recreational family vacation. Reviving the original spiritual context, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made it possible for modern-day human beings to bereft from the spiritual energy present at these centers and accelerate their journey of spiritual evolution, hence ensuring individuals and collective peace as a natural consequence. The food systems hold key to ending the world hunger. The effects of COVID-19 pandemic, the UN has noted a dramatic increase in the world hunger. According to the state of food security and nutrition in the world, 1/10 of the global population, as many as 811 million people, were undernourished in 2020, an increase of 108 from 2019. According to the Eat, Lancet Commission, moving toward diets with the diversity of plant-based foods, low amounts of animal source foods, unsaturated rather than the saturated fat, Our limited amounts of refined grains, highly processed foods, and added sugars could prevent between 19 and 24% of all adult deaths each year. Under the Red Om project, No Hunger project, launched by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism through the Annalayas, the food donation centers of the Kailasa spiritual embassies, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has served over 5 billion organic sattvic vegetarian meals so far. Giving free food to all the citizens is the economic policy of Kailasa, deriving the reference from Vedas and Agamas. Recently, under the humanitarian initiative launched by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is the opening of Kailasa's COVID care centers in India, where the monastery campuses have been turned into a multi-layer quarantine facility to safeguard the inmates against any possible point of contact with the outer world. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has opened this service free to all people, regardless of all differences, any differences in age, gender, caste, creed, ethnicity, color, or socio-economic status. Food, shelter, internet, and all, including medical care, are provided at these COVID care centers, free of cost and for an indefinite time. The outcome has been splendid. Zero infection rate so far among the participants, a feat not achieved anywhere else in the world, let alone in India. This response model of handling the COVID-19 pandemic at a community level, along with the guidelines and recommendation for governments, has been recognized and accepted by the United Nations as well. Now, you can see some of the glimpses where the participants of the COVID care program offered by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism are enjoying a healthy, blissful spiritual lifestyle in multi-layered protection. They enjoy a stress-free time following a spiritual morning routine, doing yoga, doing puja, temple sevas, volunteering, and contributing festivals, celebrating all the latest festivals, and enjoying not only a stress-free life, protection, 100% protection from the, and having a spiritual breakthrough, a breakthrough from their all the issues, being it a health, worries, all the issues having resolved and getting a spiritual breakthrough, enjoying a fun-filled activism, the spiritual life in these Kailasa's COVID care protection centers. So join these COVID care protection centers. If you're in India, register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/Kailasa care. With this, we will be moving on to the next segment of the program after a very short break. Please sit with the deep and chant the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyanandam, everyone. So now we're going to watch the satsang of the Vijayadashami message, the groundbreaking message. What we are going to do is Bhagavan, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is also going to grace us at 10 p.m. IST to give us the further understanding of these great truths. So before that, we all need to watch this satsang once more that we are going to play now. And in the Facebook, the SPS page and Twitter handle of Bhagavan, you all need to post your understanding of the satsang as you understanding now. You and all your questions that may arise, please post it in the chat on the Twitter, SPH Twitter at Sri Nithyananda, the Twitter handle at Sri Nithyananda, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's Twitter handle, and also the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism Facebook page. You please post your questions and profile, Facebook profile also. Post your understanding of the satsang, the repeat satsang, and be ready at 10 p.m. to further understanding that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is going to reveal. So you have to tag at hashtag ask the avatar. Post your understanding and tag hashtag ask the avatar. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism may choose to answer. So I repeat, as your understanding, you can post or the question that may arise. Even the questions also you can post with the hashtag ask the avatar. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism may choose to answer your question. So let's get ready to listen to the satsang one more time and post our understanding of the satsang and any questions that we may have. Let's post it at the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's Facebook and the Twitter with the hashtag ask the avatar and get your questions. You may be lucky enough to get your questions answered. So let's get ready for this exciting opportunity and let's get ready, prepare ourselves with a thorough understanding, with one more level of understanding to listen to the satsang, the live satsang at 10 p.m. IST. Thank you, Nithyanandam.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham.